The 7 best purchases to make as a trader. Now, unlike what you've seen on different social media platforms, including Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of purchases that do break the bank with a lot of different traders. This video is not going to be about that. This is going to be more so things that are not necessarily expensive, but actually will benefit you or your trading very highly. So let's take a look and let's dig into the purchases that I've made and actually has helped me become a better trader. The first one is an EA plugin that's available from MQL5 and is downloadable straight into MT4 desktop. And it basically allows you to just be more efficient and more effective with entering and managing your trades and actually be quicker as well. So what it means is that I don't have to be fumbling around with trying to work out different lot sizes. I know everyone has different systems of how to actually do that quickly and efficiently. However, this just speeds up the process to the next level. So it allows me to basically have a lot size calculator it works out the lot size for me. I don't have to worry about that. So based on my stop size, if my stop size increases, it will automatically adjust the lot sizes to compensate. It allows me to take partials at 3-to-1 automatically. I don't have to worry about actually manually closing my trade, because we all know when that happens, if you want to take partials or TP manually, it can quite often, cause you to actually lose a bit of profit, because you can be faffing around and before you know it, price has moved up a little bit further than what you've anticipated. So it means that you're not getting the max out of the trade. So this allows me to automate it, and it allows me to actually leverage efficiency to its finest. So I think it was around about $100 when I got it. I think it's like half price from when I just checked the other day. So it's 50 now. So it's highly worth the investment, and it's a good purchase. Now, this next one actually solves a very big problem within the trading space currently, and that is around the area of backtesting. Now, there's a lot of controversy with backtesting. A lot of people do agree with it. Some people don't agree with it, both for valid reasons. The main problem with backtesting is that it doesn't bridge the gap between taking trades in a live market with live capital and then a simulated environment. The good thing about this platform, which is Forex Tester 5, is that it allows you to actually take trades in real time, and although it's never going to be exactly the same environment, it's going to be very difficult to actually do that itself. However, it bridges that gap as much as possible by incorporating things like actually setting orders, being able to set pending orders, set limit orders, take trades as if it was in the live market, actually manage them the same as you would according to your plan. And it really bridges that gap between, like I said, live markets and simulated environment. So it's very beneficial. I've been using it for a long time now, and any sort of backtesting work I'm doing on this platform, and I would highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to show you a little demo of it because I want to talk you around the platform and things like that, but definitely recommend checking it out.
Like I was outlining before, one of the biggest disconnects with backtesting is that it does feel like it is a simulated environment. There's no money on the line, you can't see running P&L, there's a lot of disconnects involved in that process, therefore a lot of people have a negative connotation to it, and I get it, but there's a lot of valid points on both sides. However, FT5 have actually bridged that gap between a simulated environment and a live environment as much as possible by having things like running P&L, being able to track this, being able to actually track after trade stats on trades taken, etc., and actually be able to see trades running, set stop losses, partials, TPs, etc., and actually have all that in one platform. So you can see I'm actually in this trade right now. I've done a lot of heavy backtesting on dollar Swiss recently, and I have come to the conclusion that I will be adding that in, and I have already added it in, starting on half risk and then building up to full 1% risk over the course of a month or two once I'm ready and once the confidence is there. And you can see, once again, this is just another example of just a trade that I'm currently in. This is from backtesting, and my target was this low. So price came into the origin of the move, swept previous liquidity. To start the day, we did have that bearish move down, pullback coming into New York, took advantage of the sell, and then targeting these lows here just prior to New York. So this was a target, and then as we just play this out a little bit more, we did hit TP. You can see that trade has now been closed. That will then be taken into account into the metrics to the side, and I can also take screenshots and do whatever I want on this platform. And it reminds me a lot of MT4, so that adds to the ability to treat this like live trading as well. If you are a trader out there serious about treating this like a business and actually acquiring the correct data for your style or strategy, I would urge you to go down below, click the link in the description, go check it out, and receive 10% off any product on the website, and just let me know how you find it as well.
For this next one, I'm going to be specifically talking to Mac users. So if you do have a Windows-based platform, you do not have to worry about this. Thankfully, you guys have got everything you need inside the computer to run MT4 on that system. But unfortunately, if you are a Mac user, you don't have that privilege. So I would highly recommend downloading a platform called Parallels, and then from there, then download Windows 10 or 11, which means that you can then, from Parallels, run Windows 10 or 11, and then you're able to run MT4 straight into the computer. So that's what you need to do. I'm sure there's other softwares out there that do a very similar thing, but Parallels is something that I've used from day one, and people have said in the past that it slows down your computer and things like that, but for me personally, I haven't had any experience like that. It hasn't really slowed down my computer. It's been fine to work with, haven't had any problems, and yeah, I would highly recommend getting something like that, because with my setup, as you can see behind me, on the main screen I usually have TradingView, and then on the side screen, if I am watching a trade or have the feeling of I'm about to actually execute a trade, or if I'm actually in trades, then I'll have MT4 on that, and it just allows me to just gravitate towards one screen when I need to do a certain thing, such as manage the trade, get out the trade, or even enter the trade, and then back to my main screen to look and just compare time frames and see how price is reacting. So it's very beneficial, and I wouldn't be able to trade the same way without it. I personally don't like taking trades on my phone anymore. I much rather, and have been doing this for like the last couple of years now, is just do it on desktop. It feels a lot more professional. I can manage it in a more efficient way, and it just allows me to be on top of the markets. Right, so on to number 4. I would recommend personally to get a comfy chair. So maybe a little bit of investment depending on what your situation is, but I would recommend actually getting a comfy chair, because you got to think about it, right? You're going to be in your office or at home or just in front of the screen in general for sometimes long periods of time. It could be throughout your trading sessions, it could be throughout the day doing different project work, could be studying, could be doing anything to do with trading or just other businesses or just studying. So I'd highly recommend getting an actual comfy chair. You want to actually have something that makes you want to go into the office and do some work. I think that's the key if you want to actually upgrade your office environment. Like, have things and purchase things that actually make you want to work. If it doesn't, then what purpose is it actually doing? But if it actually makes you want to go in the office and crack on with some work, then it's a beneficial thing, I think. I think it's more of an investment at that point of view. So I picked up this chair about a year or two ago, and before that I just had literally a standard office chair. It's completely different. This is just so much more relaxing. It's from Secret Lab, and it's just been so comfy. I can literally rest my head back if I wanted to, relax and chill, which I'm not doing when I'm working, but it's just relaxing to work in, and it just makes me want to work. I remember when I first got the chair, I just couldn't stop wanting to get in the chair and just actually do some work. That's the feeling that you want to get with it. So personally, I would highly recommend getting a comfortable, relaxing chair that makes you want to work. So for the next one, I would recommend, and I've actually got it in front of me right now, getting some of these. So these are blue light blocking glasses. I would highly recommend actually picking some up. Its purpose is to basically block the blue light out of the screen that comes out. So especially when you're working long periods or at night, especially before you go to bed, exposing yourself to too much blue light, i.e. phones or computers or just any blue light in general, is not gonna help you sleep. Basically, it suppresses melatonin. There's been a lot of studies behind that as well. So if you are on your phone, you probably already noticed from personal experience, if you're just about to go to bed and you're on your phone and you're scrolling through, technically, you don't feel as sleepy. You can quite often just be there, your mind's racing in bed, and you're just not ready to sleep. The reason that is because it suppresses melatonin, which is needed to then actually be sleepy and fall asleep. So I would highly recommend picking some up. They don't have to cost a fortune, but I would recommend some good quality ones. I personally use it. It's called from Usefield. I'll leave the link down below anyway. Check them out. They were about £40, and yeah, they've been good quality. They've lasted for a while. I've scratched mine a little bit now, but overall I try and keep them in good shape, and it really does help me, especially before bed, to make sure you get quality sleep, because a lot of people like to think in terms of, well, does it directly affect my trading, yes or no? It's not as black and white as that. If you're not getting the good amount of sleep, then it's going to affect your trading. So I would highly recommend thinking about this, or if you've got some prescription lenses that do a similar thing, same thing. So do that. Right, so last but not least, and I've actually got them here as well, some headphones. But not just any old headphones, ideally, if you can, some noise cancelling headphones. So I will leave the exact spec of these down below in the description for you to check out. These cost about, I think they're about 300 when I purchased them. But once again, it's an investment into yourself, your environment, your focus. At the end of the day, if you've got distractions going on at home or in your office space, or just at the end of the day have struggle focusing or concentrating for long periods of time, which is a problem that a lot of people in our generation actually have, due to numerous factors, which is a completely different rabbit hole in itself. These help just dial your focus in to the task at hand, which is often trading. So if I'm in London Open and I'm trading, I always have these on. It helps me to concentrate. These backed with Brain FM, you've heard me talk about Brain FM if you've been on this channel for a while. These backed with Brain FM, for me personally, when I'm trading London Open or New York, or just trying to focus on work, is a killer combination to focus for periods of time. So definitely test it out and give it a try, and let me know what you think. But I would highly suggest picking up some good quality headphones. These are Bose, by the way, and they're really good brand, and yeah, just love wearing them. So, but anyway, hope you've enjoyed today's video. So these are 7 things that I recommend you purchase as a trader if you haven't got them already. Some of the things are obviously systems and platforms that actually help you develop, but then other things such as the headphones, the blue light blocking glasses, in the chair, actually help your focus or your environment to just make you feel just a lot more in flow, which has an indirect effect on your trading, but ultimately it's with the same goal. So check them out, have a think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video.